Jai Hind children, welcome back to the class. In the last class, we discussed about the chapter Fair Play and its part 1 and part 2. In the part 1 and part 2, we learned that Juman and Algu were best friends. And in that friendship, there came a small problem. In that problem, both Algu and Juman became enemy. What is the problem? The problem is Juman's family issues with Aunt Chachi. In that issue, Algu favored Chachi. That made the enmity between Algu and Juman. Clear? Shall we move to the part 3, the last part? Let's go. Days passed and, as ill luck could have it, Algu Chaudhary found himself in a tight spot. One of his fine pair of bullock died, and he sold the other to Samju Sahu, a car driver of the village. The understanding was that Sahu would pay the price of the bullock in a month's time. It so happened that the bullock died within a month. Several months after the bullock death, Algu remained Sagu of the money he hadn't yet paid. Sagu got very annoyed. I can't pay you a penny for the wrecked beast you sold me. He bought us nothing but ruin. I have a bullock, use it for a month and then return it to me. No money for the dead bullock, he said angrily. Algu decided to refer the case to the Panchayat. For a second time in a few months, preparation for holding the Panchayat were made, and both the parties started meeting people seeking their support. The days passed. This time, the ill luck, that means the bad luck, affected the Algu. Algu have two bullock. From that, one of the bullock died, so he sold the other to a car driver. His name Sanju Sahu. The condition was he want to pay the money after 1 month. Again, bad luck happened to Algu because the second bullock also died within a month. Several months after the bullock death, Algu went to Sahu and asked his money. He was not yet paid. When he meet Sahu and asked his money, the Sahu said he don't want to pay a single penny. Single penny means a single 1 rupee for the wrecked beast. He bought us nothing but ruin. With that bullock, I didn't get anything, and also it spoiled my life. Now I have a bullock. Sahu have a bullock, and he told to Algu that you can take that bullock for 1 month. Otherwise, I don't want to pay a single money for you. This made Algu to share this case in the Panchayat. So, Algu decided to refer the case to Panchayat. For the second time within a few months, again Panchayat gathered. Preparation for holding the Panchayat were made. So the Algu and both the Sahu meet the people and told their stand. They want to collect the information and they want to share their information, and they wanted to seek the support from the other people. So like the earlier case between our Juman and Chachi, like that both people went to, both the Algu and Sahu went to the villages and asked them to keep the support to both. Is it clear? Shall we move to the next one? The Panchayat was held under the old banyan tree. Algu stood up and said, the voice of the Panch is voice of the God. Let Sahu nominate the head Panch. I will abide by his decision. Sahu saw his chance and proposed the name of Juman. Algu's head sank and he turned pale, but what could he do? The moment Juman became head Panch, he realized the responsibility as judge and the dignity of his office. Could he, seated in that high place, have this revenge now? He thought and thought. Now, he must not allow his personal feeling to come in the way of speaking the truth and doing justice. So the both people collect the people in their side, and at last the panchayat was held under the old banyan tree, the same position, the same place. Algu stood up and said, "The voice of the Panch is the voice of the god." Because in that village, the people thought that Panchayat is as same as the god, and the word of the Panchayat, the sound of the Panchayat, they consider that it is the sound of the god. So Algu stood up and said, "The voice of the Panch is the voice of the god. Let Sahu nominate the head Panch, and I will abide by his decision." And he also told that, "Sahu, you can nominate the head of the Panch. I will abide. I will abide means I will stand with you. I will give support and I will accept your nomination, and I will abide by his decision. Whatever his decision is, I will support that." Sahu saw his chance and proposed the name of Juman. Sahu was clever and he knew the enmity between the enmity between the Algu and Juman. So he declared Juman as the head of the Panch. Algu's heart sank and he turned pale. By listening the word of Sahu, suddenly he was shocked because Juman, his enemy, is the head of the panchayat. Everything is going to be wrong. But what can he do? He can't do anything. He gave the permission to Sahu to select the head of the Panch. The moment became head Panch, he realized his responsibility as judge and dignity of his office. When Juman selected as the head of the Panch, he realized the responsibility of the Panch and position of the Panchayat. Could he, seated in that high place, have his revenge? So he decided whether he wanted to take the revenge now or not, and he realized about the value of the head position, that means head of the Panch. He thought for many times whether he wanted to take the revenge now or not. At last, he get into a conclusion that this is a no time to make the person feeling to come in this way. So he wanted to stand with the truth and he wanted to stand with the justice. Whatever is the right, the panchayat wants to stand with the truth. So this is not the time to take revenge. Juman understand and he stand the side of truth. Both Algu and Sahu stated their cases. They were cross-examined and the case was considered deeply. Then Juman stood up and announced, "It is our opinion that Sahu should pay Algu the price of the bullock. When Sahu bought the bullock, it suffered from no disability or disease. The death of the bullock was unfortunate, but Algu cannot be blamed for it." Algu could not contain his feeling. He stood up and said loudly over and over again, "Victory of the Panchayat. This is justice. God live in the voice of the Panch." Soon after, Juman came to Algu, embraced him and said, "Since the last Panchayat, I had become your enemy. Today, I realized what it means to be a Panch. A Panch has no friend, no enemy. He knows only justice. Let no one deviate from the path of justice and truth for friendship or enmity." Algu embraced his friend and wept, and in his tears washed away all the dirt of misunderstanding between them. In the panchayat, both Algu and Sahu stated their stands, and the panchayat started cross-examining both Algu and Sahu. And at last the case, the panchayat take the case very deeply, and panchayat came to a solution. Juman stood up and said, "It's our opinion that Sahu should pay Algu the price of the bullock. Sahu want to pay the price of the bullock to Algu, because when Sahu bought the bullock, it suffered from no disability or disease. When he bought the bullock have no disease and no disabilities. The death of the bullock was unfortunate, but Algu cannot be blamed for it. The death of the bullock was unfortunate. For that unfortunate, we can't blame Algu. So Sahu want to pay the price to Algu. Algu could not contain his feeling. He stood up and said loudly over. Algu actually, when the panchayat started, Algu was totally destroyed. But hearing the voice of the punch, Algu stood up and loud over and said, "Victory of the panchayat. This is justice. God leaving the voice of the punch." Soon after, Juman came to Algu. Both Juman and Algu met, embraced him and said, "Since the last panchayat, I had become your enemy. Before months, in the last panchayat, we became enemy. Today, now I realize what it means to be a punch. Today, I understood what is a punch. A punch have no friend, no enemy. He know only justice. In the panchayat, there is no friend, no family members, no enemy. There is no partiality for the people. The only thing is the justice, the truth. The truth is the main aim of the main strong point of the panchayat. Panchayat want to support or stand with only the justice. Let no one deviate from the path of justice and truth for friendship and enemy. They also said, let no one deviate the path of justice and truth for the friendship and enmity. So nobody want to deviate the truth for the friendship or the enmity. Everyone want to stand with the truth. Algu embraced his friend and wept, and his tears washed away all the dirt and misunderstanding between them. In this panchayat, the misunderstanding between the both Algu and Juman were washed by their tears, and at last both of them became very good friends. They started their old friendship in this panchayat. Before the last panchayat, when the last panchayat they held, they became the enemy. But now all their enmity and all the misunderstanding and all other things were washed out, and now they became the strong friends. So from this chapter, I wanted to tell you two things. Keep value to the friendship, and also if you are giving a value to your friendship, like that also you wanted to give value to truth. Truth is the in that thing we want to give it to priority, first priority to truth, and also second to the friendship. Understood? In this chapter, this chapter give two value points. First one, truth, and the second one is the friendship. So once again I am telling that we wanted to give priority to truth. Understood? The second thing, friendship. If you have a good friendship, you can make a good life and a good surrounding. If your friend is good, your friendship is good, you are also good. So choose good friend and keep it for lifelong. Understood? Is the chapter clear? Thank you.